the powders, the two
Yeah, and the
powders.
powder to make the ritual, which was like circle to I think restrain or something like that. The demon or something. I do not know. Like I'm missing, I think, part of the story before I came. So
Okay,
what was
we
that?
No,
we found.
you're right because there was a ritual there, and it wasn't to banish the creature; it was to bind it in servitude.
Yeah, it was to keep it inside. Yeah,
And
Yeah.
we
but I
found
do not
the.
like
Did we
what
find the
creature.
ropes?
Robes.
Yeah, did we found that? I don't remember. I remember that there was a black uh, uh, sheet like that. It was over the things that we found. I don't remember if it was like a rope or it was just one big black layer just to make the dust away.
Uh,
Right in the corner of the basement, the lower righteous corner.
I don't actually remember. I don't actually remember.
You,
Yeah, I
yeah, you
understand.
you guys found. You can see the flashlight there, right? So you guys did find what was covered in a black cloth, and underneath the black cloth was 6 robes, some kind of
Mm-hmm.
strange ceremonial robes. The
Mm-hmm.
box that had various items in it. Right, so those are the types of things that you found. I think they would probably be up in the uh, conversation. If you look higher up in the chat, I probably posted what you saw. A cigar box. And,
Let me take the player notes.
yeah, yeah. So if you look up in the chat, I also posted it. I would
Mhm.
also mention that I've given you guys some handouts. Those handouts
Yeah, you
are
gave this
Yeah,
8 and 7, I think.
it was a lot of handouts. I remember.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of handouts. Yeah, so there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
various pieces of information there, various. You also have. I would like to say I kind of gave you some other items. There is a lantern that's available to you because there is one lantern that you have found in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, is the flashlight that I created, and you already has the token, and you're using it inside the cellar. And there is also a blank
Oh.
handout that all of you have access to. If you want to write notes in it, that's perfectly fine. Okay. You are all still sort of, I believe, outside of the house, having just left Red Jake to walk off into the woods after interrogating him.
Okay.
Now,
The,
I'm gonna put the lantern way back here and
yeah,
just leave it.
it's late afternoon, starting to get cloudy. It's still summer day, but might be. You never know. There might be a storm coming. Thunderstorms can brew easily in the hills of upstate New York.
now,
I think I'm getting a bit nervous about being outside of the house all by myself waiting for monsters. Maybe I would creep back into the house and see whether they've all been eaten already.
Well, I mean, did you guys go into you guys are all in the basement? Is that what it is? Yes. Is that where we last
For
saw?
now, yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
well, I would like to leave. I remember that I wanted to talk with Antonio, who was a little shaken by the whole thing,
Hmm.
and I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
was
leave
done.
the.
Yeah, I had a feeling you guys had left the basement because it was both,
Yeah,
We
I
were
was with
about to.
Antonio.
We were about to. We didn't leave it yet.
creepy.
We were.
Um, yeah. So then I suppose at some point you guys are going to go outside, either in the upstairs area or outside the building itself. Again, the building it does have this unusual, unpleasant stench, and it's dusty and
Okay.
moldy and covered in years of dust and detritus.
Kai, once we go back inside, tell Bruce to shine a light on the ceiling and see if he sees some sort of entrance to the attic.
I do it.
Oh yes, you would have. If you came in now and paid attention, it is evident that right here in this kitchen area, right almost above the center of the kitchen area, there is a trap door up above in the ceiling.
Above the sheets that are
Yeah,
on the
yeah, it's
floor.
like, yeah, it's kind of right here in the center. It's kind of centered in the building. So
Is this the kitchen area?
yes, yes.
Okay.
No, I should say yeah, the kitchen area in the sense that yeah, it's a back room. I should say there's a fireplace there. There's probably some cooking, and
Oh, okay. Okay.
this isn't like this isn't an ancient old house. It doesn't really have normal rooms, so to speak. So there's no refrigerator.
Okay. So who's the scene? Everybody's in the scene.
Oh, I don't. It's up to you guys. I mean, do you want all of you to have left the nasty basement? You have decided to go upstairs then, maybe get some fresh air, have conversation, and then you're all back in? Or, have you all decided to congregate inside or outside?
Yeah, because I'm going to put this thing down and take a look at it. So just know who else is going to look at it with me.
Okay, put what thing down? You mean the paperwork and all these things?
No, the attic door. I'm going to try to open it.
I need to know who's in and who's out. Who's inside the building?
Well, I told them to look for the attic, so I'm definitely in.
Okay.
I'm outside.
I'm outside as well.
Okay, you're still outside.
Inside.
Okay, Rudolph, you're still inside. All right, no problem. Yeah, so you can see, the roof is moldy. It's quite dark. I mean, you don't. There's really no sunlight easily going through the ceiling. There might be some bits of light possibly up in the attic, but it must be quite dark up there. Not too sure if there's even any windows, because the build quality of this house and the fact that it's been standing unattended for many years, clearly shows that the walls, the floors, all have gaps in them. But the ceiling is high above you, like you can't just reach up and grab it, and there's no trapdoor string or anything like that. It's not like a modern home where you got to pull down, stairway. It's not like that at all. All you see is just this stairway up I should say this door in the ceiling.
If we pull a table into this room and somebody can stand on the table.
Yeah, if you're tall enough, you can try and depends on how tall you are. You can try and kind of push up. You could maybe push the door open, but then you'll have to sort of jump up and climb.
You're a tall drink of water.
Possibly.
I can make that happen.
So we got this desk right here we can use. Is the desk tall or is it the table taller than the desk guy?
No, about the same size. They're basically kitchen table, height. This is just a simple round table. That's a kitchen table over here. It's not really a desk. It's like a workbench table. Very simple.
Yeah, before we move it, maybe we can try a little fit.
Yeah, like 3-4 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
3-4 feet.
So him being a 6-footer, that means he should be able to touch a 10-foot ceiling. No problem.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Okay, man. Move that table.
I'm gonna take the table for Rudolph. I'm gonna just check if the table is stable.
Go
No, the table, not you. I know you were stable. I suppose you're stable.
ahead.
I mean, the
Understand.
table.
Go ahead.
Okay, so what are you gonna do?
I guess I take a table for him, and he goes up.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I thought you're going to check the strength of the table. Is that right? The stability.
Yeah, I gotta just pull out a bit and try to press to see if he can handle weight, or if he to avoid him just putting his feet over the table, like
Yes, crack.
broken, bloating, and he hurting himself.
Sure. It's clear that this is, was made in a sturdy manner. It's, the wooden legs are thick. The planks on it are thick. They're not well hewed. It's a rough table. But it is a table that's been near basically a broken window, exposed to, multiple years of harsh winters and rainy springs. So it's covered in mold. It's got green patches of lichen all over it. I mean, will it hold? Yes. I mean, will it hold forever? Should you jump up and down on it?
I just going like to press my hands and then like try to sit it and like a little kid like point over the table.
Yeah. So it creaks. It
But it
you feel
stays.
the legs shift a little bit, right? The groaning maybe of nails coming apart from the soft wood, but it holds.
Okay. Okay, I put the table to the better position possible, so Rudolph can do his best.
Okay, so yeah, you can pull the table over to the center of the room. It screeches across the floors, and Rudolph gets on it. Rudolph, for the moment, you feel the table shift underneath your weight when you first get on it. You get a little worried, but it seems to settle. Right? You can feel the table's a bit wobbly, and the wood is creaking. Um, when you get on it, like the edge of the table, the wood actually shears off. It's like old and getting rotten. So you can definitely use it, but you're worried if you stand on it for too long, uh, it might break eventually. But it's stable for now. So you can reach up, right, and touch the trap door. The trap door doesn't really have any kind of lock or anything on it, right? The trap door is, there's a hole in the ceiling, and the trap door is kind of above the hole. It's easy to push, right? You push it if that's what you're trying to do. You push it, you feel it resist a little bit, and it's clear that it probably has some rusty hinges, probably rains dripping down through the ceiling, and this hasn't been open for a long time, and so you can just push and creak it open, if that's what you wish to do. And you open and you see it's very dark up there. There's scarcely any light. If you just partially open it before you open it completely. Here's the message. Okay. So you completely push the trapdoor open, and it slams down. You can hear it slamming. There must be some kind of metal latch on it or something, or perhaps a metal ring. You can hear it rattle as it hits. The impact of the door, this trap door, on the floor of the attic causes a cloud of dust to explode off the floor, and it gets to you, and you start coughing a bit, just because it's quite dense. I think you're just like you've pushed over and you can't quite see yet. I'm guessing you're at, your head's just right below the opening, or so you might have to maybe jump up and try and pull yourself up. I'm imagining that's what you'd have to do if you want to get up into the attic. Everyone hearing me okay?
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right, so Rudolph, there you are. You've opened the door. You're coughing a bit from the rush of decrepit dust that's flowing down from this open portal, and you're just staring into darkness. There might be a hint of dim light coming from maybe a, leak in the roof, but it's shadowy and difficult to see anything. Again, you're just kind of staring up at this point. You can't see through. You're just looking at the ceiling above you, shadowy, black.
Bruce, give him the flashlight.
Yeah, I gotta get that. I go downstairs and I take the flashlight from the basement.
Sure.
Okay.
I. Do you give me the flashlight, or are you going to shine it up yourself?
Would
Your
prefer. If you want me to go in, no problem.
Say again?
If you want me to go in instead of you, no problem.
Your call?
Yeah, I prefer to go myself. Take room
My
to the
guess.
door. So I take the lantern back, and I go in.
How tall are you?
I'm not that tall. I have like feet size. My size is 50.
Yeah, you're probably average height, but
Yeah, average.
I mean, what you'd have to do is, I mean, you could get a boost from Rudolph possibly, but I mean, you'd have to kind of jump and basically do a pull up, because it's just, you understand it. It's just a hole in the ceiling, right?
Okay, I got it. Okay.
But I mean, Rudolph can give you the boost, right? He puts his hands out, and you use his hands to kind of step up. That's possible. It's totally fine.
Another strong. I would appreciate a little boost.
I will do.
Thank you.
And I give him a boost on my massive shoulders.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you put your hands out, and you create the cradle, and he gets up, and he kind of climbs up now, and you're getting the dust too, because as soon as you put your hands up, you start scrabbling up through this hole in the ceiling, right? You get splinters in your hands from the wood's all kind of rotten. And, you kind of get yourself up, but you might get yourself up at this point, with your hand, your arm right on top of the floor of the attic, right? So you're kind of here, looking around. You're shining the flashlight around very quickly. So I'm going to say, the attic looks, again, it's quite dark. Your flashlight, it randomly, the light just randomly hits this decrepit ceiling, and you see some detritus maybe on the floor. And right as you're doing that, you notice, you're holding the flashlight and you're staring, and you think you must be staring towards the front of the house now, or rather towards the first room of the house. And
This way?
there's a lot. Yeah, I mean, I imagine that you're essentially staring. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just
Use the lantern
staring.
to show the direction.
Yeah, you're just staring this way, right? You see it, right?
Okay.
Towards the deepness, towards the end of the house, the longer side of the house, and you're that moment as you're sort of adjusting yourself and you're trying to pull yourself up. In the light of the flashlight, you see that the the dust back there is also swirling. You must have, you must have really kicked up a lot of dust. But then you notice that the dust is swirling, and then it's not just dust. It seems to be broken tiles and pieces of wood. It's like a small dust devil, and then suddenly, you hear a huge thumping. Everyone hears a huge thumping on the ceiling, and that dust devil starts moving towards you. You're trying to scramble. At that moment, you're going to have to roll a dodge because you almost, by the blink of an eye, you hear a roaring sound coming towards you, like the roaring of wind, and thumping along and some kind of weird growl.
That's the fox.
Okay, so
How the hell was that coming?
Something's upstairs, Mr. Luty.
So you now fall backwards. You you fall, and you fall on top of essentially stumbling and kicking, Rudolph, and you're both going to fall off the table. So I'm going to need you to. So all of you, you're both going to take real quickly. Okay, both you and Rudolph are going to take 2 points of damage as you stumble from the table onto the floor below. In doing so, just as you're falling, you feel it's almost like wind, right? Or swing right by your neck, and you just feel something scratch your neck as you scream, tumble down, and you fall into a, one on top of another, past the table, and you hear this.
I take out my gun.
And the trapdoor slams shut. Everyone, roll me a sanity roll right now.
Okay.
This ain't gonna go good.
Let's see. Oh, click the wrong one.
What? I'm not even in the house.
It is true, but you're hearing all this, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, so let's so anyone. Oh, so if you failed, what do you? They take 1 sanity point of sanity loss, but it's 1 minimum. So Boothby. So it's like this. If oh no, I'm sorry. Witness something. Nope, no, that's the right thing. That's the right thing. Yeah. So essentially, everyone takes 1 point of sanity loss because it could have been worse. So everyone takes 1 point of sanity loss, whether you failed or you passed.
Sanity is equal to starting power, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
For some reason, mine on my sheet was like 35 when my power is not. So, nope. No, why that happened, but okay, cool.
all right. Yeah, no problem. And so that is so you all feel goosebumps and the dread chill suddenly, taking over you. Anyone who has probably never had any kind of experience like this should, you feel a momentary shock, right? There's a sort of time slows down for the moment, right? They kind of like when it does a car crash, because this is something beyond. Well, it depends if you have any kind of supernatural experience for or no, but if you haven't, this is truly shocking. So this is not possible.
Does that mean me and Mr. Poopy are just a little shook?
Yeah, role playing wise, you all take. I mean, mechanically, you all take 1 point of sanity loss, but role playing wise, yes, some of you are more shook than others, right? You and Boothby have seen things certainly, that no normal human experiences.
Jesus Christ!
What the fuck was that?
What was that?
We gotta burn
I put my hand to my neck. I put my hand to my neck. Do I feel the cut? Did it cut it? Did it mix in little blood?
Yeah. It's bleeding.
Did I manage to see anything? What is it? Do I feel like was a long cut or a short cut? Just like the scratch or like a knife, a small knife.
It's a sharp cut, right? It's like something. Cut? Yeah.
Like a cat.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's a single one or like 3 or 4.
In this case, it was just 1, and again, it's like it just caught you as you were falling. Right?
Oh, okay.
As you were falling, you felt it, but you could feel around you as you were falling. It's almost like you could feel the wind. You could feel like the air thicken around you. There was something around your face, and something just caught you. Right?
Okay. Just for safety, I take off my gun, and I turn to Rudolph. I think we should leave this place just a little bit. Just let's talk about this.
Just burn this fucking place to the ground.
I have a better idea. We could just try to burn the attic for now. Try to take the creature out of there, and then shoot it down.
Why don't we just burn the whole house to the ground, and then if
We're gonna-
it's alive, we can shoot it.
But if the notes are true, we need to seal it back. We're gonna need the bottom part, the basement, that's the name. We're gonna need to do the ritual. The good part is, we'll have to search for the creature. It's right here. So we should just let it go, stay there for the night, and then try to seal right now, or at the midnight, I was saying, or try to kill her now.
Do we need the creature? The ritual is only to bind the creature. We don't want to bind it, we want to banish it.
We have to bind it before we can banish it.
Did you say that you have to bind it to someone, or just to the place?
I mean, my understanding of a ritual like that is that we are bringing the creature under our control, and once it's under our control, we can banish it. But we can't simply snap our fingers and banish it. We have to bring it under our control first.
Time to kill, yeah. Okay.
Are you guys inside the house or outside the house right now? I just want to know.
I'm just a little bit
I'm
off,
right
like, here.
right where I am.
Okay, yeah, exactly how I see it. Okay. That's fine. Okay.
I'm looking through the broken window.
Yeah. There's it's possible, Boothby, that there's maybe a slight wetness in your down area.
You smell like urine.
A little squirt, perhaps. There's but that's actually that's not what you would smell, Miss Elizabeth, because there's a terrible stench that is suddenly like it's falling down, almost like heavy gas through the through the uneven slats of the ceiling. Terrible, like I said, there's now the rotting meat, seafood stench is getting very strong. in the house. And you smell it. It's wafting out through the broken window.
I go out from there.
My goodness, what is that? You, Miss Cummings?
My you asshole.
Kite, where's Mel 2 inside the house?
Oh yeah. It's coming from the house.
Okay.
What I mean is that it's like someone dropped a stink bomb, right? And
Oh,
it's like
okay.
falling down now from the attic through the poorly made wooden.
Okay.
And if you look at the ceiling is also planks of wood, right?
Okay.
But the plaster's fallen down. Again, this house is really decayed, and so there's slats, right? There's gaps in the wood from the ceiling, and it's almost like heavy air falling down. The stage.
Okay. I thought it was like a fog just going inside the house, but now I get it.
No, I don't mean
Okay.
a fog. I don't see it. I just mean you start smelling it, right? Like it's
Mhm.
raining down above you.
Okay, I think we should leave the house for just just to talk a little bit. Come on, let's go. What? Rudolph, let's leave.
Right.
And then I go outside too. Can I turn off the flashlight just for the batteries?
Yeah, sure. Of course you can. I mean, it's a flashlight. You just turn it on.
Okay.
I hope you have. Oh, actually, as a matter of fact, could you roll luck to make sure you didn't leave it up in the fucking attic by accident during your panic?
Of course.
Oh, come on, Rudy. Oh,
Didn't do anything.
yeah. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you just sort of. Fuck. You left it upstairs in the attic.
No, not like that. I just make a really masculine like roar, roar, and I fall.
Indeed.
That's how
In
it
the
happened
other-
in your mind.
What Whitforth imagines is what he did was he stood there and said, "My goodness, what a strange thing this is. I think I should get away. Excuse me, I'm coming down now." But that's not exactly how it goes.
Excuse me, foul creature, but I have to leave.
Yeah. So in your panic, you sort of fell backwards because your hands were you were kind of holding yourself up, right, with your arms. Imagine. At the trapdoor, just holding yourself up and being held up a little bit by your feet by Rudolph. And then this thing came to you and you sort of just threw your hands back and dropped. And unfortunately, you kind of threw the flashlight off as you did so. I don't know how long that flashlight will stay lit. I think the battery's going to be drained pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. And well, we do have like the oil lantern, don't we?
You do have one oil lantern that you found downstairs in the attic. There was another empty oil lantern that was in front of the house by the front door.
Okay, Miss Cummings, where are you?
I'm in the front, away from the stink.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get out of this stink. Antonio, what the hell are you, man?
Okay. So what was that noise? For the ground.
Wonderful question.
Did you
The
see
size?
something? It sounded like a dog, I think.
Yeah, good dog.
Yeah, it was a big stinky dog. That's exactly what it is, Antonio.
Yeah, I didn't saw it. It came from nowhere.
Can I make an occult roll to see if this is any mythological creature I might be familiar with?
Sure. You can make an occult roll.
All right, we'll give it a shot. It's the worst that could happen. Let me find that on my feet real quick. Here we go. And no.
You can't really. I mean, there's very little for you to go on. You didn't see anything actually. I don't know if Bruce even described what happened. All you heard was the slamming, the growl, and this cut. You were looking up, right? As he fell on top of you. You saw above you. I would say that you saw a piece of what I described. What it looked actually like there was a dust devil, right? Like swirling multiple dust devils, possibly of debris and dust and garbage and fur and who knows, kind of whirling around Bruce's face, coming down from the attic, right as he was landing on you, and a terrible stench. I mean, that the stench of rotten flesh was probably already apparent to Bruce. Actually, when you opened up the attic, that would have been very strong as soon as you would have stuck your head on. And it came down with this swirling dust devils of air. You're just not sure. I mean, certainly medieval texts always describe, demons can of course be invisible. They are unseen.
Could I roll like a natural world to see if I identify what kind of cut is that? Bruce would be quite curious. He's not good at that, but just for the character.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
It's a it's a
cut.
It's a cut. It's kind of burning almost. Actually, you're looking at it. If you ask someone to look at it, it's red and puffy. It's getting swollen.
Oh shit.
That looks gross.
Oh shit.
You might want to get that looked at, Brucey.
Oh, I do. Oh fuck, I do. Swallow by a weird creature in the attic. Well, we know that Red Jack was telling the truth, by the way. Okay, shit, what I do? Did we have like a first aid kit?
I could check the trunk.
You can roll a luck check, see if you got any kind of first aid stuff.
Boop, boop, boop.
You have to carry a simple first aid kit around. Well, bandages and gauze bandages and probably some hydrogen peroxide. Maybe things like this. I'm presuming in the 1920s. Nothing serious.
Hey Rudolph, could I use just to clean the wound?
Does anyone know anything about first aid?
Is anyone a doctor? Yeah, a medic, nurse?
I would rate my first aid skills at about 3 out of 10.
Well, I would also put my 3 out of 10, so maybe you can have an advantage if you work together.
Are you? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. None of you have extensive first aid skill. That's for certain. So,
if I have a help of someone, I could have kind of advantage, a natural advantage, because I have an help. If everybody works together, I could have 2 advantage. It would be just the natural thing of the universe.
I mean, in general, what happened is that you guys got your injuries came from the falling, right? From the falling and the tumbling. And yes, this cut that you have, just so first aid isn't super powerful, right?
Can I just? I just want to put some alcohol just to disinfect the wound.
Yeah, I mean, you could put some alcohol on there and just
some gauze.
Put some gauze. Put some gauze on.
Just because now that he said it's getting swallowed, I get oh my god, I gotta die.
Just so you know,
told me you had alcohol.
No. Bad goofy.
Wait, you said alcohol?
Bad Antonio. No.
I think that's hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, or something. Either way, it would be. You wouldn't want to drink that alcohol. It's denatured. It's actually distinctly named to be toxic, so that you don't drink it.
Not
Unlike some.
again, anyway.
Although I will remind you, and it doesn't bother me, that one thing that did clearly you do remember and it caught your eye was that there's actually a bunch of liquor in the basement, some pre-prohibition liquor bottles. So just so you know, medicine skill can heal 1d3 hit points, but it takes at least an hour and an appropriate amount of equipment and supplies. Which you have a first aid kit, but it just takes a while before that actually.
No, okay.
Everything.
No, I'm just using the alcohol. I don't exactly going for the healing part. I'm just trying not to be poisonous.
Just just role playing wise, you do that. So okay. You see that you're outside now, and that didn't really take that long. It was like 10 minutes of, unfortunately, of action. And you do see past the trees and over the mountains. I'm not saying it's storm clouds, but they're clouds rolling in. So as the evening is coming, it is still summertime, so the evening might not come for a while, but it's going to get cloudy, and the sunlight eventually might go away. It's partially cloudy, going to cloudy now. So light is starting to leave in late afternoon, moving towards early evening. What are you guys going to do now?
Can I suggest a plan of action?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Please do.
But first, does anyone want to leave? Or explanation?
I want to burn this fucking house to the ground.
We can do that.
Wouldn't necessarily recommend that.
I think that at least I know the better ideas.
Okay. Well, I have a few steps that we can use to... Well, we're gonna have to make the ritual sooner or later. What we can do is prepare. First of all, we're probably gonna have a storm, and it's not good. We cannot be wet during the things. That might be a problem. So we should take a look around the house, and everything that is not exactly in good shape, we're gonna try to fix it. So we're gonna try to fix any door and windows and close it properly. That's why Antonio, you're so important to be here right now. Another thing.
I'm not a mason. I'm a mechanic.
The car mechanic.
But I have more experience making things right than anyone here. I'm a cop. These two are just selling people, and this guy I don't exactly know yet.
I hope so.
So we're gonna try together. Next thing that's more suggestion. We can make little stripes in front of the windows and the door, in case anything come from inside. From outside, try to open the door. It's gonna leave a track. Floor is quite inflammable, so in case we don't have lightning, have another gun. Other people can have another gun. Shoot at the floor. Maybe they get a flash.
I'm just gonna make a suggestion with the whole flower thing. This thing that you described upstairs, and you too, Rudy. It sounds like it's a little tornado. So it would just pick up all that debris.
Yeah, but I'm kind of concerned that another one might come by. I'm not really convinced that this is the only demon. Or if this is the demon.
I only mentioned summoning one in the journals. I don't think that there are multiple demons. But I still think that our best course of action is simply to bind it and banish it. Destroying the house might just set it free.
What if the main demon get free? The only thing that was binding the demon to this house was the livelihood of the members of the Dark Brotherhood. If they are all dead, they could live in a long time. So, maybe it could reproduce, like a bacteria or something like that. Or I don't know, maybe the monster was pregnant when it came by the first time. That's just a small thing.
Are
Maybe
you
there's a
talking
bigger one.
about this creature is asexually reproducing?
It's a
What?
creature. I don't know, but
Feel
I
like
know
you're
it doesn't have to be here. It doesn't have to be in the attic. It could be anywhere right now. It could
Maybe it
just
just
run off.
maybe it likes the attic. I don't know.
there's no
But that
reason to assume there's another demon. We only have seen the one. We might as well find and banish the one that's here.
Well, actually, we didn't see it.
Might
You
I
saw
suggest we try the bind and banish, and if that fails, we do the burning?
Wait,
Oh, well, yeah, you could because that's a good idea.
you
You
said
guys,
that like you can bind to one demon, so you can order one demon, right? You can control one demon, right?
I suppose
So if you can control one, you can use it to find the other one if there's a second one. No? Maybe?
that's a good idea. We could like
we
set a
have,
kind of trap,
we have
big
no
spring.
evidence. We have no evidence of there being a second demon at all.
We don't have evidence that that is the demon.
Except what else would the demon be? There was nothing about any kind of other spirit that we only have records that they summoned one spirit.
Was there not something in his diary which said there were 4 pieces of amber, and that the other 3 are missing?
you guys could always read the journals. You have all of them.
Which day, which note would be that to give me?
Actually, as a matter of fact, that's a one little piece that I forgot to tell you. That amongst the box that you recovered, that had the cigarette, the cigar boxes and the weird powders, there was what seemed a lump of strangely deformed, almost melted amber.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I just remember. It was like a melted ember. Do you know how much an ember is? Comments? Boothbay? That you couldn't see? I don't know. Anyone has knowledge of ember?
How much amber's worth? Is that what you're asking me?
Oh, no. The amount of melted ember would be worth 3 embers.
So you're asking is what you have right here is the equivalent of all their amber.
3 embers. Yeah, 1, 3.
Is this for a check I can make, appraisal, or accounting?
I mean, I think it would be appraisal. I mean, amber is still considered, a type of precious material for jewelry, amongst things.
Nope.
I mean,
No idea.
you look at it and you're like, it doesn't look, it doesn't look like a nice piece. It's not handcrafted. It's not polished. It looks like a weird lump. And again, it looks. I mean, either it formed like that, or it looks like if somebody put it over a fire or something.
Might I have a look, please?
You don't think it's worth much?
It looks like crap.
No, I'm sorry,
Booth,
I haven't the foggiest.
Boothby, you can, so you're gonna fail anyway because you were a double vomiting penalty from drunkenness is still effective. Yeah, I mean, you don't think it's worth much. You're not sure. You're not an expert on amber. It's not a piece of jewelry. It's just a chunk. It's empty. It looks like there was a hollow space inside of it or something. As it melted and maybe cracked. It's kind of cracked. It's not very nice looking. It's a big old chunk. Right? Maybe yay big.
I don't know very much about this, but it seems to me that this amber was damaged when they released it. What's to say we're actually going to be able to get it back into this thing?
I have no idea. Maybe we should look more in the basement for more notes. could take a look at the barn. Is it is? By the way, everybody be careful when getting to the barn. Is it dangerous? There's a lot of things that drop it there. It can kind of get in your feet and hurt up quite a while. So we should take more look around. Try to find more fangs. And by the way, the last thing that I was thinking about, and that I think will come quite handy. I brought some fishing line and a bell. My plan was like nail a little places around the house and put the bell at the points, so we don't have to take a look at one specific part. The bell wouldn't warn us of any movement. So it could quite stretch around the kitchen part of the house. Put a bell in it. Just warm us at anything. We could use like the door for the basement in case it tried to sneak us.
So, what are you guys gonna do?
Check the notes.
All right, you guys, have a large set of, paperwork and so on. Of course, you do have this desk, but the only time, it's inside of the rather stench-filled house right now.
Wait.
You can't.
No, yeah.
Outside here. Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, continue. Sorry.
No. I mean, one of the things you would have noticed is that there seems to be like a simple tent that was made here with some wood and maybe some scrap wood, maybe even just garbage taken from the broken down barn.
Here?
Kind of a lean-to,
Here.
like someone was sleeping there. Yeah. But as you're walking around outside, that's pretty much it. You guys can sit down on the grass. It's a long grass, or maybe just on the dirt trail there, and start looking. Make a decision. And that's up to you. You start spreading the paperwork around and looking at all the things you got. Right.
Guys, have you ever thought of calling the police?
I am the police.
He's a detective, but we could actually ask for more people to help us.
Oh, you could kind.
In jail?
No. We could call like the wire defense. I don't know what to call them. I know people that care for animals, wild animals sold in homes like bears, etc. What's the name of these people again?
Animals. Vegans.
Peter.
So, you see, it says words kind of describe the faceless thing with 1,000 maws. It rolled and bubbled, never fully revealing itself at one time. It sounds exactly like the thing you just fought upstairs.
Paraphrase, it is a dog with rabies. This is me off, by the way. Off game.
I'm gonna be right back, and I'm gonna let you guys think about what you want to do. What are you gonna do now?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the monster come for you?
I don't like the head twisting like as though he was a doll bit.
You see right here, it says we gotta throw the powder on it and yell, dust of Ibn Ghazi. And then we can see it clearly.
which one is which? We have two powders. Which one is the one?
Let me see.
Take a look at it.
It's just said cast a damn powder. It doesn't describe what type of powder. Says the thing formed in the center of the pentagram, shapeless and nearly invisible. Its terrible voice should have given us a clue. But we were so foolish. It spoke that Alan cast the damn powder on the genie, and the dust of Ibn Ghazi, he called it, and then we could see it all clearly. So he threw the dust on it, and then it revealed itself. So you were seeing some sort of tornado thing. That sounds like a genie to me, right?
Yeah. That's a good point.
So, I don't know if we got a mixed powder or throw one of them at a time, but that's how we see it.
That isn't like one who have to draw the thing and the other redraw. Did we have that in one notes? I think we had handout 5 maybe. No, it's not on 5.
What time is that in game?
I think it's getting near. To be fair, I think it's getting near 5 o'clock, right? 5 o'clock.
So we still have a good amount of time before
Yeah.
we would officially need to be ritualing.
Yes. It's a summertime, so the sun's not going to set till later. So you don't. It's not that troublesome. But it's gotten cloudier. The wind is picked up. Wind's blowing across the grass a little bit hill at times, and you can see coming from from the north, must be coming from the lake, right? Dark clouds.
Okay, just because I don't know, what would be the time around the sun goes down this part of the world?
In upstate,
Like 10 p.m.
New York City area, you might 8 o'clock on a summer day.
Okay.
7, 8. And you got some hours of light. Assuming even if it does get cloudy,
Okay.
it's still going to be daytime.
Kai, do we have Alan's notes?
You guys have a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I mean, there was, when you found a bunch of notes, that were in the actual box in the crate, the travel trunk that you found downstairs in the basement.
This Latin, is this Latin a incantation to exercise?
That's it. We need that.
Binding spell.
Yeah. See, I'm reading right here. It says the thing form. It's March 20th is what I'm looking at. That's how they started the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta start working on these drawings.
Okay, someone is good at painting, something like that.
Hmm.
Ah, the metal canister is ready use for ready use. Okay.
Where is that? Is the self-satisfaction or the instructions?
The one in the cylinder, not in the cigar box.
No, but where is it? It is explained. It's a handout of a cigar box or no? Not.
There's two boxes. There was two things in the cigar box. There was a little box, and then there
Yeah, no.
was a cylinder.
I just asked for which handout are you reading that has this
Oh,
information?
I'm looking at the chat.
Oh, the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, take it.
Alan's notes mention that the chemicals resemble a brown powder, which he says he had prepared and stored with these papers in a metal canister ready for use.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to be burning in the fire nearby while someone's drawing and someone's speaking the incantation.
Well, I think that Rudolph is gonna be the one say the incantation. He's the only one that knows Latin.
I can do it.
Okay. So, I guess that leaves me with drawing the fucking pentagram. Let me look at that paper.
There it is.
And I can't pre-draw this thing, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem that complicated.
What am I drawing this pentagram with?
I brought some chalk too.
Is chalk what would work, Kai? You fucking bastard. It seems like it would have to be like holy chalk. Like the chalk from a Pope's anus or something.
Oh, Miss Gunners, I don't think we need a pope right now.
What about this thing that says, according to print, the chant read forward summons the spirit. If the chant is performed backwards, the spirit is dispelled.
Hmm. So you're gonna have to read this backwards, Rudy.
Not the easiest thing in the world to do, but not the hardest.
Yeah, okay. I have the gun, so obviously I got to keep out an eye of the creature. So we managed to survive.
As a precaution against malicious interruption by mischievous spirits, print advises appointing a watcher to oversee the proceedings.
Well, we have two watches.
Yeah, me and
Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
great.
I guess I'm drawing the pentagram.
Goofy's
With
gonna
the
help you out with that, and Rudolph gonna read the thing.
I guess
Me and Antonio, we're gonna take a look out of everything.
Booby could burn chemicals.
Yes.
I'm quite happy to burn the chemicals. What chemicals are we talking about?
The powders that we saw earlier.
And the one in the cylinder is ready to go. Don't burn it all though, because it said we could use some of it to see what this creature looks like.
Also,
And we can use.
it also says if we fail, we try the following midnight. So maybe we need to keep some.
If this don't work tonight, fellas, I'm sorry, but Miss Cohen's got things she's got to do.
But of course,
Okay, so let's put our hands to work. I go inside the house and I start checking the doors and the windows, the state of the place. If they
Okay.
closed, if they closed right or not, etc.
I'm gonna
It,
dig an end.
just to make sure. I mean, it doesn't take much. I mean, I told you before, half the windows are broken. Half the
Yeah,
window.
but so that is any way to try to fix it then?
Can you make glass?
Can we put wood in front of it?
I guess if you want to start tearing apart the floor or
No,
stripping
We
I
have the
was thinking
hard.
about tearing.
the
I was
table, I mean, yeah, you can break apart the furniture. Do you
We
have
have a-
nails?
can
You
I
have.
can I break the barn for that?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. If you
Okay,
want.
so well, that's a lot of things. Does anyone want to do something wild
I
then?
mean, let's make sure it will take you a while to start like
I'm gonna
breaking
help
down.
him.
The,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
sure.
help.
Why are we boarding up the house?
Just in case it's gonna rain, it's not a good idea to have a lot of take a shower inside the house. The wind might be more difficult for us to do whatever we have to do.
In the basement?
Not at the, not in the basement, but what do we have to go outside? Water thing floats over the thing, and then the water draws
I think
drops
once
inside of the basement and
I-
ruins the show.
I feel that once this thing starts, once we start this ritual, that creature's not gonna wanna be anywhere else but near us, trying to stop us from doing what we're trying to do.
Or maybe he will try to stop us.
He will try to stop us. Oh yes. So there's no reason to board up the house and you know.
What if we want to get out?
No, please board up the house. The doors from the inside, the windows. You know.
Yeah. It's better we have the choices of what can gets to be open or closed. A door can be open and closed. Probably he doesn't know how to open and close a door.
No, you should board up the doors too. Make sure nothing can get in or out. You want to be safe, don't you?
He's gonna try. He will try to stop us.
And I don't know if I'm falling for a trap.
Huh.
I don't know if this is an honest suggestion for my help, my well-being, or a fucking trap.
I mean,
You know,
I mean,
a guy is a teacher. He makes that kind of things. You know.
I
Are
mean,
you sure the answer is 10?
I mean, the thought enters your mind that if you can board everything up, right, and no one can leave, nothing can come in, you'll be very safe,
Exactly.
right?
Oh wait.
So we would be trapped in here with it. It wouldn't be trapped in here with us. You understand?
I don't know what to think anymore, man.
Why don't we just practice what our parts are gonna be for the ritual tonight?
So while you guys, yeah, guys, continue. Right.
I take the chalk and I try to draw a pentagram on the ground from memory.
Are you guys inside the house or are
No,
you
yeah,
guys?
outside.
Yeah.
Inside?
Yeah, I'm gonna go inside just to draw on the ground, the dry ground.
Okay, I gotta.
Okay. So while you're kind of doing this, you're kind of walking towards the door because you guys have been arguing. Really, you've been debating and arguing. The paperwork's all over the floor. You're trying to stop the wind from blowing it away because you don't want to be inside the house. I mean, it's possible you pulled the table out. You could have. I don't really care. But around that time, you basically hear a gunshot go off.
It wasn't me.
Wait, what?
From
But like-
where?
A gunshot goes off, towards the road, right? Somewhere near the car.
Someone shooting at the car?
I don't think it was at the car, but so you just heard the gunshot, go off.
Can I go take a look?
Yeah. I mean, you guys are all outside. I presume you're all, you're
Yeah.
all
I was
Over
going to the house.
right. And just as you guys, you were in the house. Just as you went in the house, maybe you started to go in. You would have come in the back, I guess, because you were all. I mean, I don't know where you were. It doesn't matter where you were. right? But if anyone to the front of the house, right, is gonna see on the road, um, would have seen, heard the gunshot and turned around and seen it, and you see that there's a heavy set, sort of, woman, with her hair tied back, kind of brownish, holding a rifle, and holding it towards the sky.
Oh, that seems like a native. Come on, why don't you go talk to her? You seem like a good talker.
She's here, and she starts walking. She kind of like walks towards the car, and she's like, "What y'all doing here?"
Yeah, okay.
She reminds me of a nurse I met.
Well fun. Okay. Show the papers.
Yeah, and she's like kind of like near the car right now. She's kind of, close to the road. She's walked a little forward. She's by that dead tree that marks a turnoff, by the, into this little road that leads to the farmhouse. And, she still got the, she brings a gun up across her, right? You can tell it's a rifle. Right? She's like,
Is she pointing it like towards me?
She's not holding it towards you. She's holding it across her, right?
Okay.
So she's like, "What y'all doing here? Who are ya? And what business you got here?"
I'm the new owner of this piece of property.
Okay, and she's like over here. She's like, she's kind of shouting at you.
Yeah.
"Owner, are you a Merriweather?"
No, I collected the property from Mrs. Merriweather.
"Well, if I are you, I'd get yourself right on out of here and leave it be. There ain't no place for no one to be living."
Well, we're not trying to live here, madam. Is it because you're toting a shotgun in the neighborhood? Is that why we should be scared?
"Oh, you shouldn't be scared of me unless you're going to cause some trouble. Nah, I live in a farm right down the road over there. Name's McFurter. I heard a bunch of hustling noise and cars coming by here, so I thought I'd come take a walk over yonder, see what's going on. If I were you, I would get it yourself in that car and drive away, especially before dark falls. Going to be a couple hours. Sun's going to fall behind the hills. Shadows going to start coming. Might be a storm running over from the lake. I don't think y'all going to want to be here when the moon rises."
Because of the rain? I have a parasol.
"No, not because of the rain. There ain't nothing good about this farmhouse here. This place is dangerous. There's some bears or something out and about. They get taste for man flesh."
Madam, what if I told you that we were here and we had this creature cornered?
"You got yourself a bear inside that house?" I find it hard to believe.
I don't think it is a bear, because it lives in the attic. So it might be some sort of big coon or something.
Now,
why don't you come take a look?
Now that sounds a bit strange. Wow, ain't no coon been going around causing trouble?
I don't know. We went up in the attic and it scratched my friend in the neck. Seemed like coon. You can go check for yourself. It's right up in the attic.
Are you going to try and persuade her here?
Yeah.
All right, then you're going to have to do a sounds to me like a fast talk.
See, I didn't know fast talk was a deception, because I would have loaded up on that.
Well, you can, if you want to switch, think about it, because to me, fast talk is like the salesman bullshitting you at the moment, at that point in time.
Okay.
The persuade is logical reasoned arguments.
Yeah. Yeah, or
So
using my feminine wiles or whatnot. Yeah, I got you.
like the charm would be your feminine wiles, right? Like,
Okay.
and persuasion would be like, you know, uh, you might be lying, but you might be saying, look, no, of course not. Let's consider the fact that, this farmhouse is 100 years old. Certainly, it's not possible that there could be a raccoon in here. Whereas fast talk is the immediate bullshit.
Yeah. So what's the starting rating for persuasion?
I mean, probably like 30% or something.
Well, I've got 10.
So that's probably it. It's probably 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can move. Yeah, I'll just
Yeah,
do that.
I actually see fast talk. I just made a new character sheet. It's actually 5.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Fast talk is 5 starting, and persuasion. For God's sakes, where is it? Persuade is 20.
20. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna move some over there then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Now, look here. If you got a coon up there, just let it be. I can't see a coon causing trouble.
All right.
Look.
Here comes the fast storm.
Yeah, so just to let you know, like, right, you said that to her, and she's like, yo,
Come look
There's
at
been death.
Coon.
There's been death here. There's been death around kind of last couple of days. Let me tell you. My Maggie gone missing.
Yeah, I thought I came across what looked like the body of a child, but it was just the body of another animal. And it might be that raccoon living in our attic.
I ain't heard no coon killing anybody.
This is a rabies-ridden vermin. Needs to be thwarted, madam. You're the only one who can do it. You and that shotgun of yours. Get out there and kill that raccoon for your baby.
All right. And yeah, I mean, she's gonna have a standard degree, and that's a dream success. And she's like, well, maybe y'all city slickers, I can tell, don't know what a brown bear look like compared to a coon. I can imagine a brown bear climbing up there somehow, getting up on the roof and getting inside an attic, getting all mangy. Maybe it's rabid. If that thing bit you, you're gonna have to go to the doctor.
Maybe it is a skinny brown bear or a very fat raccoon. But either way, you and that shotgun, go over there and check that out.
And she's like looking at you. She's like, well, if y'all think you got it up there and you found it and none of you got hurt, well, that's all right. I know how to shoot here. And if it's cornered up there, it's gonna be angry. But maybe it's hungry, stupid. But if it's up in the attic, I'm gonna need y'all to boost me up and give me a hand.
Of course,
yeah.
We have a bunch of strong men in here who can help you out.
She's like,
look the table for you.
Why you bring so many people here? Well, they all your workers?
Yes, well, having a new acquired piece of property, I wanted to come and see the condition of said property. So I brought a man who knows how to fix things, and I brought an appraiser with me. And this guy, he's just my friend.
Now I got a question. Y'all didn't see no vagrant here, did you? Because they're vagrant. I seen none come Round here, these parts. Eh?
Yeah.
So dirty.
We shoot them
All
off the
good.
porch. We shoot them off the porch.
You should have gotten the police on him. I don't know about this bear, but he looked like he was trouble. If anybody killed my Maggie, probably him.
You know, we didn't even think on that angle. This could have been some Shawshank shit.
Well, you're lucky you're alive. I don't trust none of them hobo vagrant, whatever they call themselves up here. They all non-trustworthy. I think all of them just a bunch of criminals, lazy, lying, don't want to work, lying about, riding the railroads or whatever it is they do. Papa took my Maggie, did something done wrong to her. Well, would be it be, but if there is a bear up there, I'm gonna have to take care of. Can't have none of that going around the house. You, ma'am, you look like a at least a proper woman. Stay slick or no.
I am a southerner. I'm a
Oh,
country girl. Just
all right.
madam.
That's all right. Well, I'm surprised you're mistaking a bear for a raccoon. Maybe you've been out of the country too long. Well, all right, boys. Well, you're gonna give me a hand. Let a woman do the job. Obviously, a man can't. No, I know all about this. Been living alone for a long time. Farming my farm. Doing what gotta be done. Woman don't need no man sometimes.
Madam,
Done.
while you're up there, my friend dropped off flashlight. If you could fish around and possibly get that for us, we'd be mighty appreciative.
Sure. Uh-huh. Flashlight. Uh-huh. Well, come on now. Let's get this done. Maybe y'all got some food I can throw to distract this bear you say is up there. Or coon you say, rabies bitten. I don't want to get bit by this thing. Don't want to go trip no doctor.
Did we eat all the pies coming?
That's up to you, Mr. Boothby. I probably only had a slice of my blueberry, so there's probably at least like 3/4 of a blueberry left. From the half. So, you think you'll eat pie, madam?
Well, bear's hungry to eat anything. That's all right. Yeah, I don't eat anything. Oh,
Mr. Boothby, why don't you give me one of your apple pies? Because this blueberry pie was just simply delicious.
I think I might have left it in the back of the taxi. The rest was
Yeah, I don't have any pie on me. Yeah, I left everything in the taxi. So yeah, well, madam, you said bear eat anything. Once you get up there, I think just the noise alone should rouse its suspicion and hunger.
all right now. That's enough. Let's go. Come on. Oh, your big, young, strapping man here look like he can lift me up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, come on.
Why, thank you. That's a very kind thing to say.
She gives you, I ain't talking to you. Oh, yeah, no. This young one here. All right, boy. Look, sir, give me a hand here. I'm going to climb up on this table. My back ain't what it used to be. A woman living by herself, got to bale hay. Don't want to pay no workers. My bones getting old.
Okay.
Yeah.
The moment that she's going up, I'm gonna try to be like by the side and take my gun out in case anything goes south.
Sure.
Just be alert.
No problem.
What time is it now?
It's still, getting closer to 6. I mean,
Okay.
this conversation's happening in real time, right?
Yeah. Okay.
She happened to come in when you guys were trying to come in the house. It's still daylight outside, so it's not a big deal. All right. And so you you guys help her up on the table. She's a big boned woman. Yeah, looks like she's tough. I mean, she was clearly past middle aged. She's beefy. So you got to push her up a little bit while she helps. But she's got her grip is strong, right? When she grabs your shoulder as you're trying to get her up. However heavy she is. I mean, she's dressed like in a simple kind of overalls, actually, right? So it's she looks like she can handle herself. And she's like, well, how am I going to get up here, up in the ceiling area? I can't read that.
We could put the chair on the table.
We can take it out of the table if you want to.
So, if Rudy cradles his hands, he interlocks his fingers, right? She puts one foot into that, and then Rudy hoists her up to his shoulders, and she stands on his shoulders. And pulls herself up.
Okay. Yeah, she's so she you start sort of I presume Rudy pushes the trapdoor open again, slams, stench. Like when she comes in the house, it's like, oh, what is that? What is that now? What is that?
I think that's the creature brings its kills upstairs.
Oh, well, this don't make no sense. No. This man is strange. I don't know what this is all about. Well, I've never heard no bear bringing his kill up. But, yeah. Well, I guess I have to take a look. How the hell did the bear get up there? I didn't see no hole up in the roof. Maybe it must have climbed. Black bears are good at climbing trees. Never heard no black bear climbing in an attic. But, guess, strange things do happen. But that stench is terrible. It is, my Lord, what kind of... Oh, well, I pray to God what kind of awful things are sitting up there. There must be a lot of dead things up there. Oh my God, I hope my Maggie ain't up there. Okay, so you kind of boost her up, right? And she uncomfortably, the way you boost her up, she kind of climbs and she puts her legs here, and so you're McFurter, her crotch is essentially not McFurter, sorry, right? Rudy, her crotch is essentially in your face, right? It's just climbing out. It's over, but now you can't see. And as she sort of, oh my back, oh, it's gonna hurt tomorrow. What? Certainly there must have been some ladder somewhere here. I don't understand why y'all done look that up. And she's like, well, I can see the flashlights a little by the wall. You're gonna have to push me up a little more. And she's struggling. She's much shorter than Whitworth. And then you hear it. She's like, you hear her thumping. You hear the thumping all the way back towards the front of the house. And I think I heard it. Must be somewhere up front there. Well, I can't. She's like, I can't get the flashlight. It's road. You're gonna have to hold me up a little bit higher.
That's a good idea.
And then you just you hear the grunting sound.
Just take the creature down, and then you get the flashlight.
Something inhuman. She's like, oh, I don't know what it is. Must be back there. I hear it. Right? You hear the gun boom, right? Your ears start ringing, from the blast of that of this rifle. And suddenly she just starts screaming,
Take her off! Take her off!
And it happens very quickly. You hear the rumbling along along the floorboards, and her high-pitched screaming. And you suddenly, she screams, and she's screaming. You hear the gunshot go off a couple times. No bear! What the? And blood starts spraying and dripping down, or some liquid starts dripping down on you, I should say.
Could I shoot? I was ready to.
Yeah, I don't know. You can shoot. You start shooting. Yeah, you're great. You hear the sound. You hear the screaming. You start shooting up into the floor. Bang, bang, bang. I mean, you unload your revolver down into the floor. That's totally fine. And what's happening is that you.
I would look for a clear shot if possible, not just like mindless shooting.
What's a clear shot? You're looking down. She's a big woman. She's taking up the entirety. Her fat ass is essentially at the same level as Rudolph's face, right? And her upper body is up above is up above, partially.
Is she Winnie the Pooh right now, Kai?
Depends on what Rudolph is doing. He's screaming and shaking and shooting her gun. The gun goes off about 3 times before shit breaks loose. Yeah, and Rudolph, her legs start wrapping around your head, right? As she's kind of screaming and losing her balance. She's clearly no longer holding on to anything, and you're trying to hold her hefty weight right on top of you. You're starting to lose your balance. Give me a second here. You see, the flash of the shot of the gun. Poof, poof, poof. And then she's screaming in fucking agony, and that she's like I said, and there's suddenly you see a spray of blood. You see a spray of blood come from somewhere up in the attic and sprays down on Rudolph and down onto the ground.
Jesus.
And it's just like an explosion of blood, and she starts getting pulled up. So Rudolph, you're gonna have to, and her legs are wrapped around your head in her sort of like fearful death throes. So you gotta, kind of roll me a dexterity check, I guess, to try and get out of her, get out of this situation. Because you basically you feel yourself being pulled up with her. She's being pulled up into the attic.
All right, I will give it a try. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I try to?
So no, Rudolph gets pulled up, partially up into the attic because her legs are sort of wrapped up and in a complete, and she's screaming, and you're kind of being choked. She's pulling you up, and she gets ripped away from you, although you can't really see, but you end up banging your head against the edge of the attic and you fall down. You're gonna take another 1d3 points of damage from.
Grab the flashlight, Rudolph.
I don't think you ever got it.
Yeah.
No, it rolled off. It rolled off, beyond her reach. But the flashlight just happens to be pointing halfway towards the opening. It just rolled in a way so that you could see, just momentarily, coalescing out of this swirling mass. You guys kind of saw it. You kind of saw the swirling dust, sort of enveloping her right before the explosion of blood, and you just saw something impossible. It's like it phased in and out. You saw You saw it just momentarily. Some sort of was it a talons? Was it a tentacle? A whip? What was that? It was blackish and red, and were those eyes?
Can I shot that?
As you shoot, yeah, you could have shot, and you would have shot her. You would have shot into her, and her death scream stopped very quickly as she gets pulled up. Rudolph is on the floor. There's fucking blood everywhere.
Really?
Door slams shut. You can still hear the last of her screams as the door slams shut. Everyone, now please, now that you saw that, roll me a sanity check.
I do have to. Because of my background.
I mean, that was kind of violent. I don't know if you've ever seen quite something like that. It's a little bit like someone got. It's like someone got put in a wood chipper.
But I kind of put her in that position.
You did.
Yeah, you kind of
on purpose, you know. So
I'm not sure
I mean,
that
I'll roll.
I mean, it's still pretty gross. So look, anyone who didn't pass, this is gonna be a big time here. Anyone who didn't pass rolls a 2. Okay, gets just two sanity points. Elizabeth, I'm just gonna say you just lost 1 because you knew something bad was gonna happen, but the kind of level of badness wasn't maybe what you expected.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, you're all splattered with blood. You have to understand. It exploded, right? It must have. You don't know what the fuck happened. Maybe your artery was ripped open or something because the blood just splattered. And so you all got some kind of flecks of blood or something on your clothing in your face.
Oh, fucking
That's another
gross.
good reason for wearing my old suit.
Whitworth, just make sure you realize that you just saw a woman. Essentially, sort of be led to her death before you. So do what you want. I could be right back.
We just killed a woman.
That creature just killed a woman.
Yes, but didn't you like? Okay. What are we going to do with the creature? What are we going to tell the police? Didn't that woman have a kid, a child?
Shit, it looks like there's another property on the market in this neighborhood.
Come on, that's all you think. For fuck's sake, I want to get it for my property.
What
the fuck was that? Fucking murder.
It's a terrible bear, isn't it? It's a very violent bear.
I think I put my gun back on my sheet. On my I don't know what the
Holster.
The holster. Thank you very much. And I pulled Rudolph. I tried to take Rudolph up and take him out of below the attic.
Rudy fell.
Okay.
Yeah, he fell and her corpse pulled up into the attic. And then the door slammed.
Rudolph, okay, dude.
And you, Whitworth, you're pretty sure you actually shot into her. You were shooting up into the ceiling, into the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
come on,
I don't know what's in Merryweather's will. Better be absolutely fantastic.
Yes. This is definitely not worth my
okay.
craziness. My nerves.
That's what you call it, your nerve.
Everything's definitely on my nerves.
Drink.
I don't think that's a bad moment to drink.
Would you like one of these instead?
What? Oh, don't mind if I do. Why, thank you.
Would anybody else like a cigarette? This
Oh,
is definitely
please.
have a cigarette time.
Please, 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 please.
And everybody else, a cigarette, Mr. Whitworth, would you like a cigarette?
No, I wouldn't like a cigarette, Miss Cummins.
Antonio, would you like a cigarette?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I think I need some fresh air right now. The smell of blood is too strong.
Yeah, you can. It's possible some of the blood even got in your mouth. Right, this all
No,
happened.
please.
A little bit of it, sort of coppery
No, please.
flavor, just maybe on your lip
Okay, I don't have blood.
momentarily, and then and the stench is
my
terrible.
I head out.
Okay.
I go after Antonio and say, come on, help me do with the barn. You're gonna seal this shit up.
Do you always work with serial killers? Like, I thought you chased them, not kind of work with them. Like, not serial killers, but they just murdered a woman. Like, they knew there was something up there.
We didn't kill her, necessarily. We just sent her to the death. I got Pat. We took responsibility for that. And then more than ever, we were responsible to treat it right again. Come on, let's go to the bar and take some mood. Let's see the
Yeah.
fucking epic. Let's
That's-
see the
that's a
fucking
good
shit. That shit has to die. They took your
Yeah.
child. They took a family away. And I fucking let it just go.
Alright, let's go.
Are you really
Okay,
sure? Wait, just wait. Are you really sure you want to do this?
So probably what happened amongst a couple of things is I just want to say, like, when you failing a sanity roll always causes the investigator to lose self-control for a moment, at which the keeper should choose an involuntary action for the investigator. I mean, so it's easy. I mean, I'm gonna say under these circumstances, you just started shooting your gun randomly. Everyone else probably cried out in terror or completely froze, unable to do anything at the moment of the sort of the violence. Yeah,
Okay.
so
So
keep that in mind. I will make that more. I will maintain that particular rule that I will tell you what you do, or maybe I'll roll it random. Yeah, in terms of your momentary reaction to an insanity, or rather to failing a sanity roll.
just for you to know, guy. So if I probably load down my gun, so I -7 ammo in my automatic, and that's the only gun that I brought new shells. So I don't know how much that's left for me. If I have just more 1 or 2 for this gun.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. The clip is maybe a 10 plus one in the chamber. No, would they have that 10 round clip 1920s? Would they have that? Anthony?
A 7 round.
Yeah, wouldn't be.
Seems
wouldn't be
reasonable, right?
possible. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have a 45 and mine only holds 8.
Oh, 8. Okay. Yeah. So maybe you only have 1 or 2 left there.
Do you feel lucky, punk?
Yeah.
So, indeed, you guys are starting to. Has anyone lost a fifth or more of their beginning sanity today from?
I don't think so.
A
Not
fifth?
yet.
Yeah, 1/5
No,
of whatever we started from like the games, from imagining from this morning, from when you first got to the house.
No.
I would need to lose 12 points. I still
Okay.
want about 6.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
halfway.
Just make sure if you lose 1/5 or more of your current sanity in one day, 24-hour period within the game, you will become indefinitely insane.
Okay. Okay, so me and Antonio, we go to the
Yes.
barn. I try to take out the things. I try to open all the barn and see what the thing that I dodged last section. I don't remember what it described exactly. Sorry about that. And then try to clean the way so we can enter without having to get the check if it's possible.
I'm sorry, Yuri. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to the barn. I'm gonna
Okay.
try to open more the doors so we have more light. And I remember that it was something in the front of the barn that was difficult, that made it more difficult to go inside it. I would like to take the thing out so it's more easy for us to pass.
Yuri, you have like
I don't remember what it is, so if you could describe again, I would appreciate it.
you have the remnants of the timbers and the roofing that have collapsed
Oh yeah.
down into the barn. You have like a plow and rusty metal threshing equipment that's
Okay.
rough solid. You have a bunch of immovable garbage that's sharp, with sharp edges between you and the back of the barn, which is why you had trouble. It was dark, and so you couldn't quite see. You didn't have good footing.
Okay. I thought it was less problematic thing.
That's the problem.
Mhm. So could I go at the back of the barn and try to starting take off the wood from the back of the barn?
You can start trying to grab wood and stuff. Yeah, hands are gonna get dirty. Your suit's gonna get ripped, but you'll be able to end up, after half an hour or so, maybe finding a couple of pieces of timber that are big enough for what you need. What's everybody else doing?
I'm trying to clean the blood and shit off my dress.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Smoking.
Not my dress, my-
Rest.
McFurter, you're gonna need to wash up. You took the brunt of the
You look like a tampon.
of the bodily fluids that were expelled in the process of
Carry.
McFurter's death. Unfortunately, there's no running water in this place. Of course, you're gonna have a hard time cleaning anything off. The only water well, but the well has no bucket and no rope, so it's hard. And the water is probably about at least a dozen feet, 4 meters down. So it's really difficult to clean yourselves under these circumstances. You're going to be caked in blood and other bodily fluids possibly for a while. The stench sinking into your clothing. The sweats of your own and stench of your fears also adding to the rotting flesh and stinking acrid acid smell that fills the house.
Kai, did my cab driver, did we tell him to come back once every, 6 hours?
Yeah, 6 hours. What time do you guys get here? Oh, you guys got here noontime
Yeah.
ish. Yeah, so the cab driver's probably going to come back. Probably why you guys are all dealing with the aftermath of this.
It's gonna be so easy to explain. But I can. I'm not in the scene right now with them. But could I suggest something for the players? Idea?
You could. Sure.
Okay. I brought a rope. Maybe you could use the step in the car to take off the step and try to dip into the well to drag the water up. We took the middle of the wheel, so we just the rubber, and you could use that like pot, a cup.
So you want to take a wheel off of the car, and then take
No, the step, the
tire
step.
off.
Yeah, use the extra tire to make to dip in the well and bring water up, and use the rope that I bought.
How would we drive out of here?
It's a spare. You meant the spare
Oh,
tire.
spare tire. Okay, spare tire. Okay.
Sorry.
That's just not my call.
And I'm not in the scene.
So as the conversation is happening, someone roll me a listen check.
I have a. Cummins has the best one.
The dog is listening to
I
us.
don't think she does.
What check?
Listen.
Oh,
So
listen. This.
And I say
Okay. So, old dwarf, you're wandering around, sort of lost in thought, still in shock from all this that you've seen. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
bad
I
thing.
like. I'm putting my frustration and my indignation of the failing to serve in the wood right now. So like.
While you're cursing and probably wandering away from the house, maybe down south, wandering into this what seems to be some overgrown patch of dirt, area that looks like it might have had a bunch of something was growing here because there's a bunch of different plants. It's not grass, and there's a lot of bugs and skeeters starting to come out, buzzing of bees. Kind of trying to calm yourself, and you hear the sound of a car coming down the road.
Okay. I'm fucking saying another one. Okay. I'm trying to keep queuing the thing. I'm gonna see who that is. Just a moment. And then
are you sure you don't want me to come?
yeah, if you want to, come by.
Okay, I'll come.
And I move my token down here.
Yeah, as you're walking towards the road, right? You're
And I
probably
noticed that since I noticed no one noticed the car coming, I will say, "Hey, is it time for the cab to come back?"
Oh yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, I think he's right here. Could be of help.
yeah. And in a minute or two, you hear the rumbling of this Model T bumping over this ruddy dirt road, and it kind of pulls up.
Don't send him into the attic coming for crying out loud.
I would
Right
never
over
do that to. I would never do that to my cab driver.
It's better not do that.
So, I go up to the cab driver and say, "Oh man, thank goodness you're here." I go with my luggage. I start changing.
You're just stripping in front of everyone.
I go, behind the car, and I'm
Okay.
assuming I'm wearing like one of those 1920s like women undergarments,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
whole bra. Yeah.
What is the face of the cab driver? I mean, everybody's covered in blood.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
A tomato party, nice guys.
yeah. I mean, he's not really. He's like, he's sort of stepped out, and he's like, probably helped her with the luggage a bit. He's gotten on the other side, on the passenger side. He's looking towards you, and maybe he looks at you. And let's see what he notices.
Was the luggage not left at the hotel?
I think we only got the hotel one night, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So everything is in
Oh.
there.
Yeah, he's got one luggage.
Everything.
By the way, I don't think you took Rudolph. You should have taken 3 points of damage from falling. I don't think I rolled it before, so you took 3 points of damage from the aftermath of Miss McFurter getting pulled up. Yep, banging your head, falling down off the table again. As a matter of fact, at that point in time, I think the table broke.
I would have thought it's broken for the first time, but okay.
Yeah, the table definitely
take
broke.
the hits for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Lost like half my health already.
I think we should do first aid too. Try at least.
So he's looking at you and he's like, are you all right? You look like
No.
something happened here. What's and he's like, Miss Cummings, is everything okay?
Yeah, everything is just fine, Mr. Cab Driver.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we just have a little big problem with animals. Nothing to worry about. It's just the things of Cummings that are in the cab, right?
everybody's luggage should be here
Yeah.
if we checked out.
Okay,
for one
so
day.
yeah,
Let me know when you finish Cummings.
yeah. I gotta call Rudolph and Antonio so they can get some of my clothes too.
So I just want to make sure. So it's Boothby, it's Graffo. I mean, it's Boothby, Graffo, it's Whitworth, and it's Elizabeth hanging out in front of the taxi cab in his full view. So
Yeah.
okay, so Whitworth. I know where Elizabeth was probably standing for, but let's see. Whitworth and Boothby, please roll me a luck check to see how well you were able to wipe off the blood splatter.
Oh, I didn't try it.
You
I
didn't.
try it. I didn't.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
too like, fuck this shit. I don't want to think about that. I didn't try it.
Okay, so he's looking at just like, if somebody get hurt here, you'll need to call the. Are you bleeding? He's looking at you, Boothby. He's like, are you all okay here?
Do you know
Mostly.
anything about coons?
Yeah,
You're the left. You're the left, not Bruce.
We're getting rid of lots of farmmen that live on this farm.
He's like, well, I guess I don't really know anything about. Oh, raccoons. That's what you meant, right? Yeah, raccoons.
Yes.
I don't know nothing about that. They might carry rabies, so you all better be careful.
Dang.
Rabies. You'll have to go to the doctor. I got rabies once when I was little.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
I got bit. I mean, I didn't get it. I got some medicine. I almost died. So you sure be careful. The rabid dogs, wild dogs, and raccoons, they're all dangerous.
I turned to Goofy, and while he's talking and comments is changing, and I turn to him and say, I think we should really call the police this time. I mean, we could use some extra hands.
Call the
Okay,
police.
Phyllis.
Call the police to do what?
I turn to Goofy.
Oh, Lucy, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But maybe you were too close to hear. Kai, would it be close enough to hear, like me talking?
The car, no?
I mean, it depends on when you said this. If you said this while she was changing and whispered it, then no, she wouldn't be able to hear you because you guys are talking back and forth.
So sorry, Anthony.
Or if she's coming.
No, that's fine.
I don't think the police are going to be helpful in this case, unless it's like a special occult special branch. I don't think they're going to be able to get rid of this thing.
How the hell are we going to explain what happened here? That woman died. She's just our next neighbor. How are you going to explain that? We're going to explain that mad thing just came by with tentacles and talons and just ripping her off in front of me, in front of us.
So
we need someone outside, someone else. At least they know. I don't think we're going to be enough for this.
When we banish the thing, we burn the place down. No one will be any the wiser.
Seems to be the best course of action.
Everybody knows that we are here, okay? When we were in the gas station, we make a lot of party. We bought things, we threw up off the car, we helped a little old man clean or throw up things. We bought nails, we bought ropes. The neighbors know we're here. We spent a lot of money. They know the cap is going up and down, waiting for us, and he's not from here. They have a lot of reasons. They really don't like us.
If
the thing goes down,
saw the woman. Everything's up in the attic.
Exactly. I'm going to clean that up.
She was never here.
She was never here. Her gun here. Her boat is here. What the fuck are we doing?
when we banish this monster, we'll burn the thing down. They'll never find it.
Yeah, they were never found, but they might found two bodies, two bone structures that was burned and survived the fire. One we get out later, and a small girl. As far as we know, a girl disappeared here 2 days ago, one day after Meriwether was dead. And she probably out of this attic, or inside the woods. What is even worse, they know we are here. This is going south. This shit's gonna spread in our face.
You think the girl's in the attic?
The creature's there. If you read into Red Jack's right, the creature was outside the house just 1 day ago. She might have dragged the child away, or it's over there. Anyway, come as it's finished too. I don't know. She's probably. I don't know what the fuck
is vanished. We can check. We can have a look. Don't worry about it for now.
I just think we should have another people here. Someone from the city.
Why would we put more people in danger, and no one's going to be able to get here in time? We have to perform the ritual at midnight.
We could just ask for the cab driver. By the way, I think the comments would finish changing right now.
Cummings, good. I desperately need to change this jacket. Excuse me, though.
By the way, Rudolph and Antonio, I have some extra clothes in the cab too. You feel free to change.
That would be lovely.
I don't know gonna fit you, but you're more than welcome to try. I go for last to take some things.
Well, well, well. What are we going to do here?
I'm changing my pants.
And I already said what I want to say.
Well, what is the state of Antonio doing all this? You've seen really this is now beyond, you know.
Yeah, I haven't been working. Like, wait.
And you know, you're watching all this. You're watching them talk. You know, you're seeing that. You know, the cab driver showed up. No one's telling the cab driver about what happened. Like I can, you know, I presume you're outside somewhere and you're watching this. Maybe you're close to the house.
I thought I was in another scene. That's
No. I mean, you're there. I mean, you're not hearing them, but you're watching this, right? All this happened. You know, you just see them talking. You're looking at the cab driver. You maybe heard him say, "Y'all all right?"
Okay.
And you know, no, everyone's acting very controlled. I mean, there's something upstairs in the attic that just, you know, I mean, again, you know, you roleplay how you want, but you know, there's still a sense of fear and terror that's starting to creep in, or you're just kind of rationalize this all away. It's up to how you want to approach this.
Okay. All right. Is the cab driver still there?
The cab driver's still there, but he's looking at y'all and he's saying, he's like, look, he's like kind of screaming. You can hear him loudly saying, well, yeah, you all check yourself, go to the doctor and check yourself for rabies. Look, I can stick around for a bit longer. Anybody want to ride back to town?
I just wait for them. Basically, I do not talk. I don't want to mess like I don't know what they told him. I do not want to mess them up. And you know, like I know as a player what they said, but like
yeah, of course,
I prefer not to like the interview.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's however you wanna play it. Yeah, so eventually you guys are going to see that there might be a conversation between Myth Cummings and the cab driver at the end. He's like, okay, well, You sure you still want me to come back at? It's going to be midnight. You still want me to come drive back? Yeah.
Yeah, come back at like 12:30ish.
Okay. Uh-huh.
12:10.
All right.
12:15. 12:10. 12:15.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not far. I can get here real quick. It doesn't take more than 15 minutes really to get up here.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
You're only 2 miles from 2, 3 miles from. Well, from the town. He actually like a little village, really. One horse poking the place. Anyway, yeah. Well, I'll try. Hopefully, I'll keep up. I'll drink some coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two things. Did we all manage to change clothes? Were the clothes for everybody?
Well, I mean, were you guys changing clothing in front of everyone? I mean, did you? If you got your suitcases from the trunk and started unloading them, he was like looking at you, and so okay. I mean, yeah, you can change clothing if you want.
Okay, I would change, and I would also ask for everybody to like. I don't know. Bruce wouldn't try to force anyone to make this, but ask to everybody to hold back the dirty clothes to burn later.
I'm not burning in the suit. It's tailor-made.
Suit yourself.
All right.
Bruce would keep the dirty clothes to burn later with the house.
Okay.
Then I'll keep my dirty clothes as well.
And I would go back to the back of the barn and keep going what I was doing.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, if you guys wait, that's a half-hour conversation there. So we're saying at 6:30. When the driver drives off, with a kind of, there's sort of hesitation in him when he drives off. It's like, okay. And,
When you come back next time, bring water. Bring fresh water.
Oh, yeah, I'll try and find some. Yes, ma'am. Of course. Well, y'all be careful, and like I said, you get yourselves all checked out by the doctor as soon as you can. Rabies comes on strong. Well, I'll see y'all at witching hour. Careful, I hear the ghosts out here. That's what they say. Ghosts out in the woods and the countryside. That's what my grandma used to say. And he starts driving off. All right. Well, if anyone isn't gonna, is there anything that anyone's gonna do between the intervening time between 6:37 and next couple hours where you're gonna have to get things going? Sunset is gonna start hitting around 7 o'clock, 7:30, I should say. It's about an hour. Clouds are already getting dark, so it's getting a little bit darker now at the moment.
Rudolph will just be reviewing the cult materials we found, making sure that everything is
Okay.
there and ready to go.
All right. No problem. All right. You guys could all do this outside. You can do this in the house. I just want to know where and what is you guys are going to be doing.
Kind of smells in the house.
Oh, it does. It does.
Where are we gonna do the ritual?
I would say inside the house. Because then outside there is all the weather and
Yeah, we do
I
have.
feel good about it.
We have powders we have to burn, and I have to wrap a circle.
It's kind of messy outside. That's the problem.
Yeah, okay. Right in the little living room area, Kyle, or where that fireplace is, would be a good place for us to do our ritual.
Yeah. Okay.
Or there's a potbelly stove in the corner of one of the rooms, right?
Yeah, in that first room when you come in, there's a potbelly stove.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
we'll go in there.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Well, so you guys start, prepping things, I suppose, and looking at it. So I'm going to tell you something. Like when you guys perform the ritual, whoever is involved in performing the ritual, you are actually going to have to read the thing backwards. Right? You're going to have to perform the ritual live. You're going to role play it out.
Ooh, I dodged that one.
So that's
Hey,
so it's got to be read in Latin backwards or read in English
You have to
backwards.
try and I'm not assuming your Latin pronunciation is going to be perfect. We're going to try and read it backwards in
Is
Latin.
that each word backwards or each letter backwards?
You just have to read the incantation backwards. So instead of backwards to forward, you got to say forwards to backwards.
I can do it probably.
So where's that text, Kai? Can you share that with us again?
It's handout edge 6.
Where's the 7 is the translated one though, right? And you said we can do it from English.
Nope, you're gonna have to roll. You're gonna have to
Oh, we gotta do it from Latin. Okay, I got you.
backwards.
Virtu et Nominum forum omnium per universi sis parte in Arcumece impero omnicoque eman o exorcizo te. Reading a lot of manga as a kid has its benefits. I can read from
Go.
to left. There we go. Cool.
All right. Yeah, it's a little bit of a
I can
challenge.
do it.
Okay. Now remember, what's going to have to happen is, you realize you're going to have to you're going to have to say this repeatedly for an hour, non-stop. The ritual.
We don't
cannot
have to
stop.
do that.
No,
In reality.
No, I'm not going to make you actually say it for an hour non-stop. I just mean your character realizes that you have to say this for an hour non-stop. This would be a great role-playing experience. Yes, you all have to say this for a fucking hour, and if you fuck up, we're going to start again. No, seriously.
So
Your
can we
character-
start at 11, or do we have to start at midnight?
has to start at midnight, right? Isn't that indeed? I understand.
That is my understanding, at least.
I told that fucking guy to come back at like 12:15. So
Yep.
That's what
Indeed, you did. Indeed, you.
You prepared the bait. You prepared the bait.
Yupper. So I'm just saying that the chanter has to go nonstop for an hour, form backwards. The chanting should start at midnight and continue for 2 hours. I'm sorry, 2 hours, by which time the spirit should appear to have been banished, because the chant cannot cease. It cannot stop. If the chant fails, another attempt can be made the following midnight. So the moment that the chant stops being uttered, the spell will have failed.
does it have to be uttered by the same person? Like if he goes down, can somebody else just pick it right back up from there? And
As
after
a matter of
hearing it
fact-
for 15 minutes, would it be plausible that semi-intelligent people could possibly repeat it?
Korean advises that multiple chanters take part so that staggered breaks can be taken without the chant ceasing, as it says in handout named instructions.
Okay.
Yes, I mean you guys. Saying you guys read this, and you guys are realizing as you're conversing and you're looking over what has to happen. So
Yeah.
you're.
Maybe maybe he's got paper in his trunk and we write it. Write it out and then write a couple copies out.
Well, there was a couple pieces of paper, so you probably have some extra copies. It seemed like this was written out to begin with, right? Like you basically have the whole set that they must have used to summon this thing, because there are various sheets.
Yeah, but just so we have it written backwards,
Yes.
So we would
Well,
be doing that between the time of like, 7 o'clock
some
and midnight, right?
Rudolph, Rudolph, roll me a luck check to see if you got like a fountain pen or something, and see.
Let's give it a shot. Whoop.
Very good. You've got a very
Hey.
fancy, very elegant fountain pen. And actually, you're painters. You probably have maybe some
I'm a writer, not a painter.
writer. I'm sorry, yeah, sorry, writer. Yeah. So certainly you've got fountain pens and sheets of paper because you're maybe even writing some of this down. So that's no problem. That's definitely doable. No issues with that. Okay. And so yeah, if nothing untoward happens, I'm going to say that the sun starts to set on the house, and the mountains, the hill. I mean, the hills nearby end up, casting shadows. Oh yeah. So what is this?
Is there anything that tells me how much got on the fire? And in fact, where is the powder? Who has the tin?
It was in the box that we found downstairs.
Is that still downstairs?
I would assume so. I didn't take it. Unless Bruce took it.
No, I didn't.
Can I go downstairs and get it, Kai?
You can go downstairs and get the stuff. Sure, if that's where you left it. It's not a big deal.
So maybe the little box that has the other powder could be used so we can see what this thing looks like, Because once it comes into the room, it's going to be pretty hostile.
So where was the box left? Is it inside the trunk?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know where you guys left it.
I wasn't there. I was outside guarding.
Ah, yeah.
Bruce was the one who checked it.
I'm back in the barn.
Oh no, we've lost the stuff.
That's that. I'm gonna. Oh, that's. Let's see what that's looking here. I'm just quickly changing the lighting so it gives it a nice appropriate little spooky look there. You should say, yeah, all right, yeah, that's pretty sensible.
All right. What did I?
Just say you can Venmo me if you want, unless you have cash at home.
All right, yeah, you guys, whoever's in the house, right? You should see it's getting towards nighttime now, and it's getting darker. It's hours have passed because I presume that you guys are just essentially waiting around inside the house. And who's inside the house? What's it look like? Yeah, okay. So you got some moonlight coming in through the windows, but it's still dark. It's partially dark outside. Because it's coming towards dusk and definitely coming towards night. Okay, and so start organizing yourselves for this ritual. you guys are discussing things. You start going inside. You start practicing, right? So it starts getting towards nighttime. It's probably now really getting towards dusk, right? And that's what you can see. I'm just going to close some things out because I have a lot of information here. A little too much for me. And so you.
Hey, thanks for getting that stuff. What do I owe you for the stuff?
The stench of the starts increasing again, sort of as you guys are talking and sort of talking to each other and preparing things. And you start hearing some kind of scurrying upstairs.
Kai, would I be at the house back here by this hour? Would I still be back in the barn taking wood?
No, I mean, look, 2 hours have passed by, right? You have gotten wood, and I don't know, what are you going to do with the wood? What are you doing with wood? What is happening?
I'm going to seal the windows.
Okay, so this whole time you're banging. All right, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to change what I just did here. So then instead, no, it's fine. You're sealing the windows. So what happens is as you seal the windows, it gets darker and darker, and so that there's no moonlight that's really going to be creeping in to light the place. And so anybody who's inside, you are basically going to be in the fucking dark because the windows have been barred shut.
Well, we could have the oil lantern turned up.
You could. It's up to you.
Bruce, why are you trapping us in here with this thing?
Because there's none living here.
I'm not staying in this fucking house if he's trapping us in here.
Well, you know where the property of the lady was. You can go check it.
So if you're gonna close every single other window with wood,
just the one that broken, the one that has glass to protect from the upcoming rain. That's supposed rain coming. I would like to leave it open so we could take a look inside.
Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't know that's what you wanted to do. Oh, okay. So
yeah, I just wanted to put all in one description. I thought it would be worse.
Sure. So then, let's fix some things here then, because I wasn't sure quite exactly what you were trying to do. So there's one window that's going to be broken there. Actually, now you're going to delete this. Oops. And then I got one window that's open. We got another window over here that's open. I got a window that's boarded shut here. I guess there's another window that's boarded shut there. So give me a segundo. All right, let's make sure that makes sense. Sorry, guys. It's one of these quick little roll 20 things. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you got some moonlight coming through some of the windows. Some windows, but not a ton. It's not all that bright outside. I can fix that a little bit, but yeah, you've got the lantern in there. Is that looking correct? Control L.
Mm-hmm. I just put it in here.
Okay, why does your guy not see? Your guy has sight. Why is he not seeing anything? Sorry, I'm just moving your character around, Antonio. It seems like you can't see stuff.
No, I can see.
Whitworth, would you awfully mind going and getting the sort of gizmos that we need, the powder and stuff? Do you know where it is?
The what?
The box that has the tin of the powder and.
Oh yeah. Okay. Are you guys making the ritual over here in the first floor or down floor?
Okay, I see.
I think we were gonna do it here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get for you guys.
That's
Just a moment.
Fixed. All right, fix that. Sorry, no one could see the lantern light. That was what was going on.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
I take the lantern. I go downstairs, and I go grab the powder, the powders.
Yeah.
The box. The box. Everything that we need, I'm gonna take upstairs. Things.
Interesting. Why is that not playing? It doesn't want to play.
Cummings, have you decided what you're going to draw the pentagram with?
The chalk.
Oh, there's chalk.
Yeah, there's chalk. Yeah. So, nighttime's coming. You guys have the lamp. You probably partially see maybe a little bit of light. Even actually from the up top, from the flashlight, it's flickering. Right, flickering. You can kind of see it through the gaps in the the ceiling where the some kind of plaster has fallen down or it's mold, over the years. And click, click, pah. You hear you hear like almost like maybe the bulb explode from heat, and the little bit of flat light you had upstairs, is down. You hear sort of scratching, some kind of bumping sounds in the ceiling. It sounds like they move from one place to another above you.
Is everyone ready?
Somewhere off in the distance, you hear thunder rolling to the hills.
I think that after this I'm gonna buy a gun.
I don't think the gun will help you.
Or might. You have one of mine. I take my 38 and I give to Antonio.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know if that helps, but yeah, whatever. Just see if I can pass that to you in the game.
Yeah, the keeper is gonna tell me then all the stats of it. The important
You can find stats for a gun. It should be available to you under firearms rules and other forms of damage.
Oh, I just posted.
Okay, but if you look at stuff for guns and firearms rules, it's here. One thing to remember: if you have a readied firearm, then you act at your dexterity plus 50, so you have huge advantage just pulling off a shot.
I don't know if it's normal, but I see it all white, the firearm rules, like if it's empty, Are you sure it is not just for the game master?
No. I mean, you're right. There's something wrong here. You're right. It is not showing. You are right. I should have copied it.
Don't worry.
Yep, look at that. It was only for GM on row 20, so you guys couldn't see it. So, how about now?
Yeah, now I can see.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's okay. That's been fixed. Good. Okay, yeah. Seem to have something here where it's only for the GM and it's going to be worthless. Okay, yeah, good. So you should have that information. I think I've been showing this before, not realizing that no one was seeing it. Okay, so the stench starts getting worse in the attic, and your guys are practicing. You're drawing, you're clanking around with the things.
It's shutting me down.
Ugh.
And there's nothing on running test. There's nothing on running test.
And so I don't know what the heck's going on. And then I don't know what to tell you.
So we gotta give Mike 10 minutes?
I don't know what to tell you.
So we gotta give Mike 10 minutes? 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 10 minutes
Yeah, because right as this happens, I'm going to say that you hear the trap door open, right? You hear the hinges creak, and then suddenly you just hear like something drops from the top, and there is like a terrible, nasty stench that suddenly gets worse, and you hear sort of but I'll have to wait till Michael comes back.
I'm still in the basement, just so you guys know.
Okay. Oh, you're in the basement? Yeah.
I went to take the box with the thing they need for the rituals.
Okay. So that's what happened.
I thought we would start. This was part of what's going on because of the ritual. No.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are. Yeah, this happens whenever you guys are starting to practice and you're writing and you start. It's already not getting towards night, and it sounds like you guys are getting the ritual ready. You heard all this kind of commotion upstairs happen, and then this happens.
Okay.
Right there. So, Rudolph, where are you? Are you in the kitchen, or are you somewhere else? Are you in the other room? Are you here? Are you here, or are you somewhere else?
One sec. I am. I gotta come out for a sec. I'm in the living room area.
Okay. Yeah. So just move yourself there, wherever you want to be. The living room would be this kind of first room. It doesn't really the back room.
This house doesn't really have a traditional layout at this point.
No, it's a simple, very simple shack.
It's got two rooms. Yeah.
2 rooms. It's like the front room and the back room.
I'm practicing the incantation and saying it backwards.
Okay, right. So then you all hear you stop right as you hear the attic door creak open. The attic trap door creak open, and then suddenly in the shadows something plops down, and I'm gonna just make this, and then there token. All right, good. And then you're suddenly going to see something moving. There seems to be something plops down, it's like plop 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 plop, like somebody dropped like a bunch of pieces of meat or something on the ground or something. You hear some things like cracking, like maybe bone cracking, and you look, and I don't think just in the edge of the light you can't quite see it. The only person who's going to see anything. Right? None of you can technically see anything at that there. You just hear it, and it's right past the shadows over here. And you watch as slowly creeping out of the shadows, kind of fumbling and flopping and moving around, are it seems like some sort of cluster of roadkill, or maybe desiccated animal bodies, but they're mewing and moving towards you. Everyone, please roll sanity.
Here we go.
Hey.
What about persuasion?
Boom.
All right. Okay, so anyone who failed, you are going to take. Wow, man, you're lucky. You are seeing enough shit, but you all you're going to take 1 point of sanity. Basically, at this point, everyone takes 1 point of sanity damage, whether you passed or failed. You're lucky. You got the minimum possible sanity damage from just watching what it clearly is sort of like rotting, mummified bodies of what looks like a raccoon and some chipmunks, and is that a cat sort of crawling suddenly and skittering across the floor at you.
Do you have a picture?
I don't. I don't. You can think of this as various kinds of partially decayed animals scurrying towards at the floor towards you. And so, everyone, please, we're going to act in order of your dexterity. This is what I actually probably should have told you guys. You should probably put your dexterity in your character, your name, but it's okay. All right, so let's get some dexterities, and I'm gonna write this down real quick. Okay, so all right. So Elizabeth, what's your dexterity?
60.
All right. Okay, so we're at 60. All right, and then okay, Bruce, what's your dexterity?
70.
Okay. And I'll just keep this for further reference. Okay, and then Antonio, what's your dexterity?
30.
And then Rudolph, what is your dexterity?
55.
Okay, 65, right?
55.
55, okay. And is Boothby back yet?
No.
Okay. So Boothby will, by default, just act at the end of the turn because Boothby is petrified. Oh, Boothby.
My back.
Yes. Okay.
Michael's back in row 20.
Michael, you're around?
No, row 20, not scored yet.
I'll look his character sheet up really quick. Yeah, and so it's all moments. Suddenly you see these things moving towards you, and upstairs you hear this inhuman, unnatural growling sound that reverberates. It's almost like you're just not hearing it; you're feeling it. It tingles at the back of your brain. Boothby, where are you, my man? Boothby, Grafo. Boothby is remarkably, incredibly dexterous. That is very interesting.
What's his number?
75.
Wow.
Whoa.
Ooh.
And I thought I was quick.
Is maybe he seems to be impressively capable. All right, so and we are going to fix this by descending order. So Boothby will get a turn. I say he's going to act about the same time as Bruce. Bruce, what are you going to do as you see the horrifying visage? Again, some unbelievable...
But I'm in the basement.
Oh yeah, you're not. Yeah,
I'm getting back.
So you probably just hear screaming. Yeah, so you're not going to do anything. Elizabeth, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna pull out the gun from my purse and shoot this fucking thing.
All right. So go ahead, please roll your firearms, and then I'm gonna fix Antonio's character sheet while you're doing it. Uh,
Fuck.
that sounds to me like you've missed.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not critical at least.
Or okay, you have to put you just so you know, Antonio, you're not in edit mode, so that's why you can't change any of your numbers. There's a little toggle at the top
No,
of
no,
your
no, no.
character.
The
Oh, okay.
problem is that like if we go in possession, no, wait, where is it? Combat, and I enter edit mode and I select handgun. When I remove edit mode, it is 0.
Um, yeah, that's weird. Okay, let me. That's maybe because let me keep it. Yeah, it's okay. It's in edit mode now. Let me go back to your. Sorry about that. Real quick, skills, and your firearm skills should be 30. And guys, also don't forget that if you successfully use the skill during the story, any kind of skill, remember that you can always go back and look at the chat. You should click the little circle, yeah, next to your next to the skill, because that's how you end up being able to eventually advance that skill. Right? You can only do it.
But I didn't pass anything since the scenario started.
Oh,
It's
that's
okay.
what that's for. Okay.
Yeah, just so you know, that's what that is for. So let me check here.
I just noticed a strange thing. My first aid keeps raising by 1. I do not know why. It was 30, then now it is 34 for some reason. That is weird.
Doesn't look like he's rolling anything.
I do not know.
Except damage.
Yeah, that is very strange. I don't know why that is happening. Because his brawl skill is fine. If he does that, that's goddamn normal. And so, let me edit mode. What did you write here? Is there something that's not right? Is there malfunction? Oh, skill. Oh, there's a handgun skill. But
I mean, don't worry. I can just roll it separately.
no, it's because you know what's happened. You put handgun skill. There's no handgun skill on your sheet. It's firearms. Oh no, handgun. There it is. There it is. What the fuck's going on? It's 30. Yeah, you're right. It's there. And so I'm gonna change it to just firearms for the moment. I'm sorry. It's just kind of a weird thing. I'm gonna change it from that to the firearms skill. And I'm going to see what happens. Okay, damage bonus none, impale bonus, blah, 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 blah. And then if I do that, then it works.
Okay, thank you.
No, okay, I don't know why that's up. We'll fix it later, but just in case you need to use it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So what happens is Elizabeth, calmly, with hands shaking, after a scream, because Elizabeth, what you do, because you failed your sanity roll, right, Elizabeth?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you hear this downstairs, Booth, as Elizabeth screams a high-pitched scream of fear, and you hear the handgun go off. Okay? And you can hear the handgun, you can feel the bullets, because you're downstairs, you can hear them going through the wood and shooting into the cellar wall, right above your head. And so, Boothby, what are you going to do? Boothby, did you fail your sanity roll?
What's happening?
Roll your sanity
roll it. Yeah.
Roll your sanity first for me, please.
Oh.
Did you pass your sanity roll? No, you failed. You're going to take another point of sanity damage, and you are going to freeze. You're going to stare disbelievingly for a moment, but take no action because you have failed your sanity roll. You have lost self-control. And so next, all right. This is so Bruce. Bruce, what are you going to do?
Well, I will totally run over the things. I would take off my gun, and I will look to the to Miss Comes in the end of the stairs, and I will look to her face and see where she's looking at, and I will automatically turn the gun to where she's looking at.
I just want to make sure. Did you pass or fail your sanity check?
I failed.
Oh, well, I'm sorry then. And in reality, then what's going to happen is that
Oh, I didn't know there's one left.
you no, because you all have failing a sanity roll always causing the investigator to lose self-control, at which point the investigator should choose an involuntary action for the investigator, such as involuntary movement. You sort of stumble and run up the stairs and fall to the top of the stairs because you are scared. And so you lose an action. So you just look and stare and see at these monstrous things, these hideous skeletal animals moving towards you, okay, and moving towards the group. Next is Rudolph. Rudolph, did you pass or fail your sanity check?
I passed.
All right, then you are of clear mind, staring at these things suddenly moving towards you. What are you going to do?
I am going to. So, movement rate of 7 means I can move 7 axes, right?
Yeah, you're like 21 feet. It's like I think it's
Okay.
the movement. The movement is quite liberal. It's here.
Yeah. Okay, I am definitely going to not be directly in these things' path, since I'm the most banged up one in the group right now. So I am going to I move here, crouch behind the table and get my rifle up and point it at the kind of choke point right here.
Are you afraid that they will shoot you back?
Okay, so you make your move. Are you gonna shoot then? You can move. You can have a move action and shoot. It's not like D&D. You can do this. Right.
This is my first time. I mean, I'll give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, it's really cool.
And
I would
say what you're gonna say.
go ahead. Yeah, you can click over to combat. Yeah, okay. So you shoot with your rifle, and it just shoots into the floor, and it opens up a hole into the wood, right? And again, the boom. Your ears are starting to ring from the loud gunshots happening in this small enclosed space. You're going to have a difficulty with listening checks. You're going to have a disadvantage on listening checks because of the ringing in your ears under these circumstances, and you miss, right? And you're hovering, behind the table, past, you've kind of like found a way to hide behind the rotting chair in this small coffee table. And the chattering and the chittering of these things continues. Antonio, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm just gonna stay still and take the aim. Aim.
Yes.
Down.
Okay, you're gonna take the aim action. Yes.
Yep. Let's make
All
it
right.
worth it.
Okay, very good. So then your next attack will be an advantage. Okay, so excellent. So then what's going to happen is that these things start skittering and flopping and running. And again, it's kind of like a group. It looks like there's like maybe one of these is actually like kind of a raccoon, right? And it starts running towards Bruce now that he's laid out on the floor.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and then the other one is going to make a beeline towards you, Antonio.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. They're going to skitter and scatter across the floor. Make sure I get that right. Let's double check there. Movement rate is 7. Yeah, so they're still for considering that they're sort of broken creatures. Some of them missing half a head. Some of them not even like having legs and torn open and rotting and probably partially covered. They're spilling maggots along the ground. Right, they're just rotting flesh. These are these are little animal zombies coming at you, and they are going to try and chew your face off, Bruce. So. Hello, is this going to do its thing? Okay, combat ability, and it's going to attack. And, oh! Syntax error. That is strange. So the sheet is not functioning. Is that what I'm getting here? This fancy sheet that I picked up, and it's not doing its thing. Let's do that again. And if it doesn't, I'm just going to... Yeah. Well, look at that crap. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it is going to roll a D100. I'm just going to roll it out, and I'm going to tell you if it's successful or not. Okay, yes, it is unsuccessful as it tries to bite your face off, Bruce, as you're lying on the floor. And again, what this is that this is sort of like a little army of, like chipmunks and rats and a cat coming at you. It's various creatures coming at you. Okay, at the same time, Bruce, you can fight back. You can choose to fight back or dodge or whatever you want. Kind of an opposed check here, I guess. So you got to do what you can.
I think Bruce would try to dodge. He would be scared, like, oh my god, what is that? And like, dodge would be the action I think he would take.
Yeah. Okay.
Should I roll it?
So, yeah, you got to roll it, right? Because it's kind of here we're like comparing each other. So, yeah. So remember that both attacker and defender roll percentage dice and compare their levels of success. If you are fighting back, you use your fighting skill. You need to achieve a higher level of success than your attacker. If you are dodging, you use your dodge skill. Your attacker needs to achieve a higher level of success than you. If it is a tie, then it is the yes.
It is Eden also this time.
Yeah, it's just a picture.
It's a nice picture, but yeah.
The handout's just a picture.
Really? Again? I guess I never noticed that they put them all for the DM.
Yeah, they keep it hidden for the dungeon master.
Yeah, I realized that. Again, I'm sorry. I didn't see that. I think I forgot this in the other game. I fixed it. So, yes. So hopefully should see now, yeah? So you use your dodging skill. If it's a tie, then the dodger, in terms of successes, the dodger normally wins. So in this case, you both failed, but your dodge was successful, okay? So if the person dodging was an attacker, they succeed avoiding the attack. Okay, so whereas if fighting back, equal levels of success mean the initiating attack of the combat. So if you tie, and you're fighting back, it's the attacker who wins. So in this case, this creature again is going to try and chew off your leg. It comes at you. Okay, 49. It does not have a success at all. So then, please, Antonio, you can roll either a dodge or a fight back. This is like you're melee now, right? So we're using this rule. It's in close combat. You're going to chew your face off.
Can I use fighting back to kick it back?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can cinematically try to kick this raccoon away from you. It's a big, fat, rotting raccoon that's dripping maggots everywhere, and it's it's leaving a trail of rotting liquid behind it.
Oh, come on! God damn it!
Yeah. So in this case, they're both failures, but the attacker, if you're using fighting back, your fighting skills in close combat as your response to the attacker, then the attacker actually wins, and so then you are going to take 1d3 plus 1 damage. And I'm a little annoyed that the combat sheet for this creature isn't actually working, and I didn't test it. I didn't think that was going to be a problem. Oh no, actually no, it's 1d3 minus 2. So sorry I have to input this stuff manually. I better double check this next time. I presumed since I paid for it that this wouldn't be an issue. Shit. It's in the dark here. You can see this. God damn it! Come on, roll. Yeah. Okay. So look at you. All right. You got 1 point of damage. You try and kick, and this the zombie raccoon scratches at you and bites, and it's chewing on your ankle. All right. So we now go, and above you, you hear still this crazy growling and thumping, yes, and smashing, and your ears are ringing, and you're feeling this weird pressure in your head, and you're almost like you're starting to hear the voice a voice in your head. It's not quite human at the moment, but it sounds like it's trying to form words. And the attic door starts slamming. And all hell starts breaking loose while another peal of thunder echoes off in the distance, and this time it sounds like it's getting closer, and you can start hearing the tip tap of rain. Okay, it's 10:30, so I'm going to end it there.
You see, I'll leave you guys for 5 minutes, and zombie animals appear.
Yeah, man. You really need to call it your technical support. Otherwise, you're gonna totally die.